So see, like okay, I'm going to tell you something. मैं जितने भी हम लोग ऐसे पॉडकास्ट पे जाते हैं वहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ जरूर होता है. So God, so in the middle of the night and crying, जैसे जब कोई मरता है, जब हम लोग रोते हैं ना उसके लिए, हाँ, wailing and all that, उस तरह से crying. And I mean the clothes that I wore the day my dad passed away, I still have those clothes with me. In fact, I still have a little bit ash of my father's funeral pyre, which is still in my mother's drawer. We've kept it a little bit. Really? Yeah, but कुछ होता नहीं है. I saw this huge, big, I'm going to say the devil. But Gaurav was not a believer.
GAURAV TIWARI.
Yeah, so he is the CEO and founder of Indian Paranormal Society.
Hello guys, this is Anuradha Khaira and welcome to the Khaira show. आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में है मेघना, जो कि एक पैरानॉर्मल इन्वेस्टिगेटर है. इंडियन पैरानॉर्मल सोसाइटी की वो मेंबर भी है और गौरव तिवारी के साथ भी उन्होंने काम किया हुआ है. तो चलिए मिलते हैं सीधे उनसे और बात करते हैं उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस, उनकी इन्वेस्टिगेशंस के बारे में और पैरानॉर्मल दुनिया के बारे में उनका क्या कहना है. सो आई एम इन कॉन्वर्सेशन विद मेघना, member of the Indian Paranormal Society. So hi Meghna, how are you?
Very well, thank you so much for having me.
I am so blessed to call you here in the studio today, and we have the most क्या कहते हैं उसे, famous topic जिसे कहते हैं the paranormal experiences, जिससे लोग हर कोई connect होता है and everybody wants to know. So I'm blessed to have you. You know, you are the member of Indian Paranormal Society. And I'm sure my audience and me, we're going to learn so much from you today and know so many new things about this paranormal world. So the first very question is about how and what do you feel about the big term that's paranormal?
So basically, paranormal is like you said, it is a big term, है ना? And the thing is that कि जब लोग पैरानॉर्मल के बारे में बात करते हैं, so they just narrow it down to only ghosts and spirits या entities, बस उतना ही narrow होता है. But ideally, if you see the broad definition of paranormal, it is कि anything that is not been able to define or science cannot give an explanation, or you can't find a logic reasoning behind it. So all that comes under the paranormal. So it is not just ghosts and spirits and entities. It is also जैसे अगर आप UFOs ले लें, cryptoids ले लें, monsters, werewolves, vampires, whatever जो भी आपको कहना है, वो सब broad term में paranormal के अंडर आता है. Ghosts and spirits is just a small part of that umbrella.
Yeah, but anyways, people actually, हम सब ऐसा paranormal को सिर्फ ghosts and spirits and energies या भूत अगर हमारी लैंग्वेज में बोले उससे कनेक्ट करते हैं, but that's so true. Anything which is not normal is paranormal. And we cannot see things.
Cannot see. You don't have. अगर आपने कुछ देख लिया लेकिन आपके पास कोई explanation नहीं है उसके लिए, so और अगर आपने किसी एक्सपर्ट, साइंस एक्सपर्ट को भी पूछ लिया कि इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन दो मुझे, ये व्हाट इज दिस दैट आई सॉ, एंड इफ दे कैन नॉट गिव दैट एक्सप्लेनेशन, तो वो सब पैरानॉर्मल में हो जाता है फिर वो.
ओके, सो कितना good framed answer, you know. Good. I got it so clearly. But do you believe in the small part with what you said, that छोटा सा part एक होता है spirits and ghost का paranormal umbrella के अंदर? So do you believe in that छोटा सा part, that's the real ghost or the energies and the?
Yes, I do. I mean, I was always a believer. हम लोग जब when we were kids, so my parents they used to tell us their experiences when they were growing up or when they were working in, like my mom, she was a nurse. तो जब वो बॉम्बे में यहाँ पे ट्रेन करती थी, जिस नर्सिंग स्कूल में, जिस हॉस्पिटल में वो ट्रेन करती थी, तो वो अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस वहाँ के जो होता था वहाँ पे she used to tell us. एंड हम लोग का बचपन में ऑफ कोर्स हम लोग का बेड टाइम स्टोरीज यूज्ड टू बी घोस्ट स्टोरीज. यू नो, बच्चों कैसे डराते हैं कि हेडलेस हॉर्समैन आ जाएगा, द बुगी मैन आएगा, खाना खा लो, जल्दी सो जाओ. सो ऑल दैट थिंग. प्लस माय डैड आल्सो यूज्ड टू टेल अस अबाउट जो कोठी में वो रहते थे यूपी में, तो वहाँ पे क्या होता था, एंड सो जो आवाज है उनको, लाइक ही यूज्ड टू टेल अस कि रात में जब लोग सोते थे तो ऊपर छत टेरेस पे यू कुड हियर पायल के छन 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 की आवाज, और somebody is running or walking, and you know all those things.
His personal
experience. So of course, I've always been a believer, so there was no doubt about it.
True.
And then later on then of course जब आपके साथ खुद के साथ experiences होने लगे, even if you're a skeptic, even if you don't believe in all these things, so अगर आपके साथ ऐसे experiences होने लगते हैं, then you start questioning कि what is happening, even if you don't want to believe it.
True.
Of course बहुत लोग होते हैं कि they say like seeing is believing for them.
True.
But even when they see, they still don't want to believe, which is a very good thing, because फिर आपको explore करने के लिए और options मिलते हैं.
हाँ.
आपको कहाँ से इतना explanation मिलेगा, और explanation की why
this
what is this, why is this. So yeah, for me, I have मेरे जितना भी experiences हुआ है मेरे life में and all that, I'm definitely a believer that yes,
I'll be coming to that, those experiences, of course. But I want to know about the Indian Paranormal Society. When did you join it, and how do you work in that society?
Yeah, so Indian Paranormal Society was formed in 2009 April. So not a lot of people know this, but Gaurav was not a believer.
Gaurav Tiwari.
Yeah, so he is the CEO and founder of Indian Paranormal Society.
Okay.
He was not a believer in all these things. Completely skeptic. Never believed कि अगर कोई उनसे कुछ बोलता भी था तो फिर वो like ऐसा कुछ होता ही नहीं है. हाँ. तो he was in Florida. He was training to be a commercial pilot वहाँ पर. तो जिस अपार्टमेंट में वो रहते थे वहाँ पर, तो वहाँ पे ये सब होता था. तो उनके जो रूममेट्स थे, सो पहले उनके रूममेट्स के साथ एक्सपीरियंसेस होते थे ये, बट दे यूज्ड टू नॉट बिलीव इट. तो दे लाइक कि कोई हो सकता है कोई मजाक कर रहा हो या कुछ प्रैंक्स एंड ऑल दैट. बट जब उनके साथ खुद के साथ ये सब होने लगा, देन ही वाज लाइक कि ओके, समथिंग व्हिच I have never thought about, or I did not ever believe in, ये सब मेरे साथ हो रहा है, तो what is this?
Unnatural.
हाँ. So इस चीज का, now you have two options when you start experiencing. Either आप उसमें घुस जाओ और उसका कुछ explanation ढूंढ के लेकर आओ, या you run away from it, or you just say कि okay, I'm just going to dismiss the whole thing, or I'll just change my place of stay या कहीं पर भी. So Gaurav also had that option. So he decided to go and explore and learn about all these things. Okay. तो वहाँ पे उन्होंने एक he joined a Paranormal Society करके कुछ है वहाँ पर, very big in paranormal research and studies
in Florida.
So he joined those people. He learned. He did all whatever courses and whatever he had to do, certifications he took to understand what is this. Then when he came back to India, that's when he formed Indian Paranormal Society. And I think we are the first people in India. We're the pioneers to bring this whole thing, the whole study of paranormal to India and all that. It was because of Gaurav. Because I think अगर Gaurav ये सोचते कि मुझे ये सब में लेना देना नहीं है, तो I don't think कि आज इतना लोगों को इतना पता होता इन सब चीजों के बारे में, या इतना they would have opened up and understood so much about paranormal. And जितने भी दूसरे paranormal teams हैं अभी इस country में, I don't think कि वो exist करते if it wasn't for him.
True.
So I joined the Indian Paranormal Society in 2015.
Long time.
Yeah. 2015 I joined Indian Paranormal Society. I did my course that I had to do.
We talk about few Hollywood movies, like people claim that Annabelle is the doll, scariest town, one of the scariest.
Yeah, haunted objects, haunted dolls.
Yeah, the Annabelle doll. What do you think about that?
That's open for discussion and debate. Actually, it is. The doll जैसे movies में दिखाते हैं, that doll doesn't really look like that. It is बहुत फर्क लगता है. आपने rag dolls होते हैं ना?
हाँ.
That is what the actual Annabelle doll is. It's a rag doll. Literally that means it is made of rags. It is filled with rags. जैसे मूवी में वो डॉल दिखाते हैं ना, वो वैसे नहीं है वो. It is not like that. वो कपड़े का actual doll is made of कपड़ा.
I have seen the original doll.
So whether it is haunted, whether it has got any kind of spirit in it, we don't know. But the thing is that whoever, it is believed that if you're attached to object, so when you pass on, but there is no, see, I'm just telling you it's a belief, there is no proof to it, okay, that your energy, your spirit, when you pass on, because you are so attached to that object, your spirit could get attached to that object. So wherever it goes, that object goes, you fall, your spirit will follow it.
Yeah.
Right? चाहे कुछ भी हो सकता है वो. It can be anything. It could be keys or whatever, dolls.
ऐसा कहते भी है हमारे इंडिया में स्पेशली कहते हैं कि जिनकी डेथ होगी उनका बहुत क्लोज कपड़ा कोई उन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा पहना हो या कोई ऐसी चीज जो उनके बहुत ज्यादा करीबी थी, उस चीज को दान दे देना चाहिए. डोंट कीप इट विथ योरसेल्फ.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. मैंने तो अपने डैड के कपड़े रखे हैं अपने पास.
ऐसा कहते हैं, मतलब
I mean the clothes that I wore the day my dad passed away, I still have those clothes with me. In fact, I still have a little bit ash of my father's funeral pyre, which is still in my mother's drawer. We've kept it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, but कुछ होता नहीं है. Again,
believe.
If you want it to happen, it will happen.
हाँ,
है ना. अगर आप अपने उस दिमाग में सोचते रहोगे ना कि बिकॉज मैंने ये सब चीजें रखी हैं अपने पास तो कुछ
ऐसा होगा. ऐसा हो सकता है.
वो आप खुद ही मैनिफेस्ट कर रहे हो.
फिर आप किसी और एंटिटी या एनर्जी को आप प्रोवोक कर रहे हो बेसिकली.
एनीथिंग कैन दिस ऐसा. So that is all these haunted objects, haunted dolls, they are open for debate and open for discussion. Now what has happened is, since Ed and Lorraine Warren, both the Warrens have passed away now.
Yeah.
अभी इतना controversies आ रहे हैं उनके जिस तरह से वो लोग investigate करते थे. Right? It's not that they are pioneers in the paranormal field. No.
अच्छा.
There were people before them also who used to investigate and who were in the paranormal, parapsychology, whatever they used to do, psychics, mediums, उन लोग से भी पहले थे. The thing is that these people brought it to mainstream media.
Yeah.
That's why लोगों को paranormal के बारे में ज़्यादा पता है.
And people know that the Annabelle doll has been kept, caged properly and किसी को पास नहीं जाने दिया जाता.
I mean, those are, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I need to be in front of that thing to see whether it actually makes any difference or it affects you. But again, आपका अगर आप उसी mindset से जाते हो ना उधर, तो फिर वो affect कर भी सकता है आपको. If you have no history about that thing and you just walk into the room and the doll is there, then it's just a doll for you.
True.
Right? Now for me, I don't like dolls. Creepy. So अगर मेरे घर में dolls होंगी तो मेरे को creep out करेगा ही करेगा and I will feel that oh shit it's moving. उसकी आंखें मूव कर रही हैं, उसका मुंह मूव कर रहा है या वो खुद मूव कर रहा है.
Especially after watching these kind of movies.
Exactly.
Any soft toy you will feel like oh god.
जरा भी movement होगा ना तो my thinking what was that movement? मैं सबसे पहले सोचती हूँ what the hell was that? Why did it move after such a long time? It's not happened before. No dolls. For me, no dolls. Don't put me in a room full of dolls. No. I will freak out.
Exactly.
So that depends again. अगर आप उस mindset में जा रहे हो तो फिर वो आपको affect करेगा ही करेगा. So yeah, I mean, open the gate. I mean, if Annabelle is kept, if she is so haunted and all that, it's gone from place to place to place, from one person to another, from one person to another, one person to another. Some people said no, it's just a doll. Some people को affect करता है वो.
हाँ.
So they did away with it.
बहुत ज़्यादा affect करता है कुछ को.
But then again,
she's taken lives.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. I mean, there is no proof कि paranormal की वजह से लोग मरे हैं.
Coming to the investigation, I'm like ये बहुत सही टाइम है to ask one of नहीं बहुत सारे investigations आपने किए होंगे. मुझे कुछ ऐसे interesting investigation से पहले I'll start with your personal experience before joining the society, paranormal society, क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ आपको बहुत ज़्यादा अटैच किया होगा इस चीज से या आपको बिलीव करने पे वो किया होगा कि हाँ देयर इज समथिंग लाइक दैट. तो आपका पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस एंड देन विल गो टू द इन्वेस्टिगेशंस. या सो सी सम्राट।
मैं कट नहीं करना चाह रहा था, वो शायद पानी का बकरा लीक चली।
ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू समथिंग। मैं जितने भी हम लोग ऐसे पॉडकास्ट पे जाते हैं वहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ जरूर होता है। सो गॉड, सो हम लोग लास्ट पॉडकास्ट पे गए थे, हम लोग समय अंधेरे, उनका कैमरा बंद हो गया था।
नहीं, कैमरा बंद होना है ओके,
वो तो कैमरा तो चलो हमारा बंद हो जाता है।
नहीं कैमरा में लाइट जब बंद हो जाए ना, दो एक साथ
ऐसे भी हुआ है। हम लोग पॉडकास्ट पे, हम लोग थाने वाने कहीं गए थे फॉर सम पॉडकास्ट एंड दैट उनके लाइट वाइट सब बंद हो गया था, ऑडियो हम लोग का खराब हो गया था एंड सो वी हैड टू टेक अ ब्रेक, उनको सेटअप करना था पूरा एंड एवरीथिंग।
ओह गॉड, योर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस।
So like I said कि I was always a believer. I've been a believer from the very beginning. Okay. Now before, I'll tell you one incident that happened with me. I think it was before मैं यहाँ पे मैंने join किया था. So when I went into the office for the interview, right? तो वहाँ पे ना हर कोने में ना छोटे-छोटे hex bags रखे हुए थे.
हेक्स बैग्स।
So I was like, what the hell? क्या हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे?
सारे कोने में,
हर कोने में, जहाँ पे भी आप ऑफिस में कोना देखो, इवन कर्टन या पेलमेट पे या लाइट के पेलमेट के ऊपर छोटे छोटे हेक्स बैग्स। आई वाज लाइक व्हाट द हेल इज रॉन्ग विद दिस प्लेस? आई सेड लेट मी चेक इट। आई फिनिश्ड माय इंटरव्यू एंड एवरीथिंग एंड फिर जब मैंने ज्वाइन किया वहाँ पर, देन वी वर लाइक दोस हेक्स बैग्स आर रियली इरिटेटिंग मी, यू नो। सो एक बार फिर थोड़े टाइम के बाद जब मैं सबके साथ कंफर्टेबल हो गई, तो फिर देन आई आस्क्ड, एक बंदी से मैंने पूछा उसको, लड़की को, कि what is the story behind this? What are these small bags? I mean, I just pretended that I have no clue. तो उसने बोला था कि there was a girl that who was working in that office and no, before she said anything, she's like, the thing is that वहाँ पे जो students आते थे, that was like a training center. So जो students जो आते थे ना, they used to see a girl in the corridors upstairs. I was like, what do you mean that they see something? He said, no, देख लड़की उनको दिखती है तो फिर शाम को या रात में या whenever they have late classes and all that. So इसलिए, and काफी experiences होते थे सब लोगों को, so they did some kind of a puja and all that, and whoever did the puja, they put all these small little hex bags too, so that वो contain कर सके उसे. I said, did the work? He's like कि थोड़े टाइम के लिए काम किया, but then वापस से वैसे ही होने लगा. मैं कहा, it's time to change the bags. So मैंने कहा, who was this girl and why is she wandering this place? So then she told me कि there was they believe that girl was somebody who was working in that office and she committed suicide. So she committed suicide at her home, but then she wanders the office. I was like, okay, so but why is she wandering the office? Like they don't know why she committed suicide and all that thing. I said, okay, fine, ठीक है, whatever. So एक दिन हमारे ऑफिस में ऐसा हुआ, शाम के टाइम पे, I think must have been like an hour before leaving, and suddenly simultaneously office के जितने भी ACs थे, all the ACs conked off. Simultaneously, all the ACs conked off.
Okay.
And so we called that fellow came to repair the AC and all. And जहाँ पे मैं बैठती थी ना, मेरे सामने एक junction box था. And those people told me कि don't open that box because it's an electric box, a junction box. But don't open it. So I was like, okay. But that night जब those people came to repair the AC, मैं सामने बैठी थी उसकी, and they opened that junction box. And you will not believe, I don't know उधर से what released from there कि वो सीधा मेरे ऊपर आया. And I was so shit scared. I mean, I've never done this in my life, I'm telling you. I mean, मैं इतने घरों में रह चुकी हूँ बॉम्बे में, and every house has had I've had experiences there.
Really?
But ये वाला जो experience था मेरा इतना बुरा था. I felt as if something, I literally, you will not believe, मैं एक कबर्ड के पीछे, मैंने दरवाजा खोला कबर्ड के पीछे, I hid myself कबर्ड के पीछे, जिससे कि whatever released from that box could not find me. And my heart was beating, so I could hear my heartbeats. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था मेरे को हार्ट अटैक आ रहा है. I'm telling you, literally. I was sweating bullets.
So what exactly was what
I
were you
have
feeling
no
कि-
idea. I don't know whether because वो junction box इतना time से बंद था, but then when I saw inside there was this big hex bag inside. उसमें तो बहुत ही सारे बड़ा hex bag था उस junction box के अंदर. I was like, so whatever was strapped in that, वो
got
खुला
released.
and it was released. And unfortunately मैं बिल्कुल सामने बैठी थी, वो मेरे ऊपर ही आया.
Oh my God.
I went home and because I was traveling by train, even मेरे को ट्रेन में ऐसा लग रहा था कि वो मेरे साथ अभी भी है.
Oh my God.
मैं घर पहुंची, मैंने मम्मी को कॉल किया, ऐसे मम्मी डोंट अलाउ मी टू एंटर द हाउस. व्हेन आई कम यू प्लीज गिव मी होली वाटर एंड होली ऑयल, मैं तभी अंदर आऊंगी. माय मदर इज लाइक व्हाट हैपेंड, आई सेड आई विल टेल यू लेटर. बट मुझे तब तक ऐसे लग रहा था कि मेरे को हार्ट अटैक आया है.
ट्रैवल करते वक्त भी
मुझे लगा हार्ट अटैक आया है. आई पुट द होली ऑयल और होली वाटर, मैं घर के अंदर आई. नेक्स्ट डे आई वेंट टू डू एन ईसीजी बिकॉज मुझे श्योर था कि मेरे को हार्ट अटैक आया है या मेरे हार्ट में कोई चेंजेस हुए हैं. बट माई ईसीजी वॉज क्लियर.
this was that bad.
That was that bad. It was so bad.
Oh God.
So I mean, like, that shook me up completely. I mean, there are some things that happen in your life that stay with you forever, and this is one incident that will stay with me forever. Of course, उसके बाद मेरे साथ काफी, when I joined this field, काफी कुछ हुआ है, but then not as bad as this thing. I mean, there were some bad cases, but they're not as bad as this कि मेरे को ऐसे लगे कि मेरे को डॉक्टर के पास जाके अपना ECG करवाना पड़े, thinking that there are some changes in my heart and मेरे को heart attack आया.
And Meghna, I mean, like, I'm wondering that she committed suicide in her house and she is
होता है अगर आपको
somewhere
like आपको किसी प्लेस से कोई अटैचमेंट होता है और you are in that place for a very long time, you spend a lot of time, so there is a tendency for the spirit to hang around in that place more than the place where they have committed suicide. For instance, say for example, I'll just take a hypothetical situation, like say if I die someplace else, but I'm attached to my house here in Bombay,
yeah.
and my spirit will hang around here more than the place where I passed away.
And this was your first experience of something like this?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, ऐसा नहीं है कि जिस घर में हम लोग रहते थे and all, उससे पहले भी जहाँ पे my dad passed away, the house that we were staying and my dad passed away, वहाँ पे भी होता था, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. So I mean, initially मेरी बहन के साथ ज़्यादा होता था. She was very sensitive to picking up all these things. She used to literally see things, hear things, and she could describe वो क्या देख रही है. मेरे साथ तो बहुत later on चालू हुआ था ये सब. My sister used to pick up very quickly. I mean, every other second day,
कुछ गड़बड़ है.
She used to scream in the middle of the night, saying that somebody's in the room or somebody's touching me, somebody's pulling my blanket, somebody's on top of me, and she could describe what the person looked like.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She used to hear a woman cry in the middle of the night. And crying जैसे जब कोई मरता है, जब हम लोग रोते हैं ना उसके लिए, हाँ, wailing and all that, उस तरह से crying. And
in the house.
She used to hear it in the house, but of course outside से था.
हाँ.
So she used to always come in the morning and says, "Mama, who's crying? Who's crying in the night? Who was crying? Did somebody die in the आजू बाजू के building में?" No, we don't have any idea. हम लोग को पता चल जाता है वैसे कुछ हो रहा है. So one day, one of our security guards, he stopped my mother and he was like कि मैडम कल रात को कोई रो रहा था क्या बिल्डिंग में? कोई मर गया क्या बिल्डिंग में? तो इतनी रोने की आवाज आ रही थी. सो माय मदर इज लाइक नहीं, अगर मरा हो तो सबको पता चलता ना, आपको भी पता चलता है, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं. ऐसा बहुत रोने की आवाज नहीं, कोई औरत बहुत जोरों से रो रही थी.
Security guards.
And then my mother put 2 and 2 together. She was like, okay, my sister's also hearing this, the security guard is also hearing this. So what is it?
अगर security guard नहीं सुनता तो sister की बात पे इतना भी believe नहीं किया जाता.
इतना नहीं होता, हाँ. But then one day when my sister heard this crying, then she got up and she literally looked out the window to see who is this person crying. So फिर एक window से you could see in the other building, another neighboring building. वहाँ पे she saw नीचे in the garden one woman was sitting and crying. Literally she saw a woman sitting and crying in the garden, and she said that she was wearing something white and she was sitting and she was crying there. So वी वाज लाइक कि व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन. सो वी आस्क्ड, अपने बिल्डिंग में हमने पूछा अपने सिक्योरिटी गार्ड से, आजू बाजू के बिल्डिंग के सिक्योरिटी गार्ड से पूछा हम लोगों ने कि व्हाट इज दिस, हु इज दैट वुमन. देन हम लोग को पता चला कि उस बिल्डिंग में, बिफोर वी कुड मूव इनटू आवर बिल्डिंग, about a couple of years ago, there was a girl who committed suicide. She jumped from a house and she committed suicide. So that's what we figured out. So
spirit, yeah.
probably. So
but it's I'm like, मेरे को visions आ रही है सुन के कि
हमारा सिक्योरिटी गार्ड हम लोग को कितना बोलता था कि मैडम क्यों हम लोग को रात में आवाज देता है, या हम लोग के बिल्डिंग के पीछे ना एक इमली का पेड़ था. सो ऑफ कोर्स जैसे इमली के पेड़ के नीचे नहीं बैठना चाहिए, ये फलाना वो फलाना. सो वी से इसके अब पेड़ पीछे है, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड आगे बैठता था सामने.
कैसे सुनाई दे रहा है?
सो बट उसको आवाज सुनाई देती है कि somebody is calling him out, या उसको इमली से कोई मारता था. अभी पेड़ पीछे है, कोई सामने आके तुम्हें इमली से कैसे मार रहा है, and they could see the इमली fallen नीचे, या कुछ मार रहा है just to keep them away.
इमली इधर गिरी है.
Yeah.
ओ भाई.
So yeah, ऐसा बहुत होता था. Even when we at that time we were working in the call center, so हम लोग के shifts, रात में जब हम लोग shift के लिए जाते थे, we used to फटाफट हम लोग पहले ही वॉचमैन को, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड को आवाज देते थे, because we used to stay behind in the behind पीछे वाला wing में, where that इमली का पेड़ was.
अच्छा.
So we used to call, before we could come down of the house, we used to call the security guard to come and open the gate, because we used to not like standing next to the gate waiting for them to. It was so creepy in that building. When we used to come down of the stairs, suppose, तो हम लोग को ऐसा लगता था कि somebody is walking behind us. हम लोग पीछे मुड़ के भी नहीं देखते थे.
अपनी बिल्डिंग से,
हमारी बिल्डिंग में हम लोग ऐसा लगता था कि somebody is walking down.
So see, मुझे ये समझ में आता है इस इंसिडेंट से मेघना कि एक घर में अगर कोई सुसाइड करता है तो वी यूजुअली सी ना कि घर में ऐसी चीजें हो रही है. It's like the whole society can see this,
but the problem is nobody talks about it.
They should, and thank God to that security guard.
Actually, उधर से हम लोग move हुए. I think a couple of years after my father passed away, we moved away from that place and we went to a different house. वहाँ पे भी कुछ ना कुछ. वहाँ पे तो we were hearing whistling and singing and humming and all, and कोई आवाज. I mean, इस वक्त पुराने वाले घर में भी जब हम लोग थे, when we used to be alone in the house, or somebody used to call us out by our names, and there's nobody in the house except you.
Hey,
I've heard my sister call out to me in the middle of the night, and वो पूना में रहती थी उस time पर. So I was like, then I used to get up and I used to ask my mother, I said, is she here or what? Like, no.
And you clearly heard her
clearly hear my name called out in her voice.
हाँ, क्योंकि अब सिस्टर है तो वो पता चल जाएगा कि she's calling. हाँ,
बहुत होता था. Even in other places, even current house that we are staying, very active. अभी तो एक्टिव इतना हो गया है कि my brother started getting scratches also. पहले तो scratches नहीं होते थे.
Oh my God.
My brother gets very scratches. So अभी recently, पिछले 1-8 महीने से ही he started getting these scratches everywhere. He'll get up and he's like, देख मेरे को स्क्रैचेस हो रहे हैं, ये देख मेरे को स्क्रैचेस है. मैं कहा तूने खुजाया होगा. Then he's like, मेरे nails ही नहीं है. And literally he doesn't. His nails are like half. जैसे हाफ में लड़कों के nails ज्यादा होते हैं.
खुजाएगा भी तो इतने scratches प्रॉपर थोड़ी आएंगे.
Literally 3 scratches यहाँ पर सब इधर. And one day तो we were awake. वो टीवी देख रहा था.
हाँ.
And then mummy and I were in the bedroom. वो बाहर टीवी देख रहा था. And then suddenly he came in and he's like ये देख मेरे scratches. I was like, what the hell is happening? I was like, chuck it, जाने दे.
तो कुछ किया नहीं उसका मतलब.
I mean, he was saying तू थोड़ा investigate कर और मैंने कहा यार setup करो, कैमरा चार्ज करो, ये करो,
brother at least.
मैंने कहा फिर से होगा तो मैं करती हूँ. मैं अभी तक तो कुछ हुआ नहीं. अभी 1-8 हफ्ते से तो कुछ हुआ नहीं है उसे. But I said next time when it happens ना, then
yeah,
I'll set it up and I'll keep it. मैंने investigate किया है अपना घर. Because my brother used to hear voices in the night. And like इस घर में हाँ, he used to hear voices and like as if you know जैसे there are like 3-4 people in the room and they're all talking amongst glasses clinking and all, जैसे party हो रही है.
Oh भाई.
तो फिर मैंने कहा really?
Like varieties of spirit. हाँ, हो रहा है, एक party कर रहा है.
I mean, I've seen shadows and all passing by.
Really?
हाँ, तो फिर मुझे कभी ऐसा लगता है कि फ्रॉम लिविंग रूम टू किचन से शैडो पास होता है, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है जैसे ओके मेरा हो सकता है मेरा भाई उठ के गया है किचन में एंड ऑल, बट अगर भाई किचन में गया तो वापस तो आएगा, लेकिन कोई वापस ही नहीं आता। तो बाहर जाके देखो मेरा भाई सो रहा है और ही इज वॉचिंग टीवी।
कई बार हुआ है,
कई बार हुआ है। तो मैं उसको पूछा तू अभी क्या किचन में गया था? ही इज लाइक नहीं, मैं तो यहीं पे ही हूँ। I mean, so yeah,
God,
very active. Sometimes मजा आता है।
Best podcast. ये haunting and
but
paranormal.
sometimes I mean it's scary, but मजा आता है।
See, unless it is not harming anybody.
Yeah, but now the scratches thing has started, so
yeah,
I'm thinking it could be something else.
I think you should investigate properly.
And that's what I told him.
Yeah.
I said next time it happens, now just tell me. Yesterday my mother also showed me scratches. I said, Mama, you have nails, you must have scratched yourself.
But still, वो same pattern चल रहा है ना, भाई से mom पे आया है।
Yeah, but then my mummy has nails, so if she scratched herself in the night, there's no.
But same कंधे पे scratch कर रही
हाँ,
हो।
यहीं पे इधर ऐसे scratches अब सेम जैसे मेरे भाई को आते हैं वैसे ही। मैं कहा मम्मी नेक्स्ट टाइम होगा तो देखते हैं।
हाँ, next time आए ना I would like to be there while investigation. Yeah.
So I like ठीक है मैं लगाती हूँ। I will put the camera and all. तो मैंने एक बार किया था investigate अपना घर and I was listening to the audio and oh my god इतना शोर मचता मेरे घर में रात में। I was like what is कौन है मेरे घर में?
Everybody silent.
Sleeping। हाँ, मैंने सब लोग सो गए थे तो मैंने रात में कैमरास और अपना ऑडियो रिकॉर्डर चालू करके रख दिया था। For 3 days continuously I did this. It was so noisy. मैंने कहा क्या हो क्या रहा है हमारे घर के अंदर? I mean ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे कोई चेन खींच के लेके जा रहा है या ड्रम बीट्स हो रहे हैं। लिटरली ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे पार्टीज या वॉइसेस आ रहे हैं। And I said what is this? इतना ज़्यादा
आपको पता चल जाता है, correct?
I was like I've never heard so much of shore in my, it's so noisy. शोर था वो शोर। I was like what is this thing?
And if you can say कि चेन की आवाज आ रही है, तो चेन की आवाज आ रही है, तभी आपने उसको प्रेडिक्ट किया होगा कि हाँ वो चेन की आवाज है।
2-3 बार you can understand कि ठीक है मेरा भाई स्नोर कर रहा है and all, लेकिन talking and all, literally like you can hear a woman talking or a man like having conversations and all. And I was like holy crap.
Change your house.
इतना घर चेंज करो। I don't know, it's okay चलता है as long as it's not I mean कहाँ जाएंगे? हर जगह अगर हर घर में अगर कुछ ना कुछ हो रहा है, how many times are you going to change up?
Maybe the area where you're living right now is somehow,
it is actually.
बस ये है कि एक दूसरे घर वाले लोग बात नहीं करते हैं पड़ोसी की, हाँ ये हमें भी ऐसा फील होता है, but nobody wants to talk.
So हम लोग ने पूछा अपने neighbors को पूछा, people who staying in the building that you know do you feel anything? So they're like oh just ignore it. So then you know okay fine, they also know that something is happening in this building, right? So because our security guards in the night, they don't like doing night shifts. Because the older security guards, they were like कि कोई हमें आवाज देता है, कोई हमें धक्का मारता है, कोई हम लोगों we are choking us and all that. And I was like okay.
Literally इतने एक्सट्रीम
तक हो चुका है उन लोग के साथ।
So कोई भी नहीं रुकता है, कोई टिकता है
ज्यादा नहीं टिकता, अभी सिर्फ एक ही है, but he doesn't really believe in all these things, so it is okay for him.
He might be sleeping, रात को आराम से सो रहे खराटे मार के। Everybody has that question. I mean like I'm so much into this mysterious things कि afterlife से ज़्यादा I also believe in this कि I don't believe, I just want to know from people and I want to really meet people like you and others जो इसके बारे में कहीं ना कहीं अलग अलग suggestions मुझे दे, अलग अलग theories दे कि after life कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि there is nothing after life, बिल्कुल completely कुछ ऐसे soul रह नहीं जाती है, nothing like that. बहुत लोग का ऐसा मानना है कि आफ्टर लाइफ हमारी सोल यही हमारे पास रहती है, बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव फेल्ट दैट एनर्जी ऑफ एनीबॉडी, अपने खुद के बहुत क्लोज वन जो चले जाते हैं उनकी एनर्जी. आई हैव फेल्ट माय मॉम फ्यू टाइम्स, जस्ट स्पेशली जब आपके पेरेंट्स या आपके कोई बहुत लव वंस बहुत जल्दी जाते हैं ना, मतलब उस टाइम पीरियड 1 साल के अंदर आपको कई बार आपके सपने में आते हैं या आपको ऐसा फील होता है कि is that a sign of कि मेरे को समझना चाहिए कि मेरे को मिल रहा है या सपने में मिलना चाहिए. तो I have got that. तो I believe कि कुछ एनर्जी आपके पास रहती है, कुछ टाइम तक रहती है, चली जाती है या वो हमेशा रहती है. I don't know about what happens, but there is something जो है हमारे पास कहीं ना कहीं.
Say, one thing that is for sure, that when we pass away, what remains is our spirit, right? Whether we cremate or whether we bury or whether whatever whichever ritual or practice, but according to whatever religion your people follow, you're discarding your physical body, this vessel. What remains is your spirit,
Yeah.
right? Why the spirits are still lingering here? For whatever, there could be multiple reasons for that. किसी का अगर tragic death होता है, unexpected, unnatural, so there's a possibility that they don't know that they have passed away.
Yeah.
They don't know. Some people just have unfinished business. Some spirits are scared to cross over because they don't know what is there on the other side. Some people, they just want to be here only. They don't want to go there. They don't want to cross over. So there could be multiple reasons, and this is what we do. This is what we want to find out. Why are you still here? Is there a reason that you're still here? There are some spirits who will answer your question, who will give you an answer. This is the reason why I'm here. Right?
Yeah.
Take care of this thing for me and I'll be done. Right? अगर किसी का tragic death होता है, spirit को नहीं पता. There are investigators, there are people who have investigated locations where they have got answers from spirits saying that they don't know that they are dead. They think they're still living that life. So, as an investigator, as a researcher, it is sometimes we also help them to cross over, make them understand that, look, you are no longer here in your physical body. You have moved on, you have passed away. I think you should move now. Go into that light, go into the white light, cross over. I mean, I've seen my dad after he passed away.
Really?
I've seen him. I've seen my dad once. एक ही बार देखा था. उसके बाद of course dreams में तो है ही. I've seen my dad.
What happened?
So when my father passed away, 1 year, he came on the day, it was my mother's birthday. My mother's birthday eve on the 7th. My mother's birthday is on the 18th of June. He came. I saw him on the 17th night. I was getting ready to go to work.
Okay.
And when my dad was alive, he would conveniently forget my mom's birthday. Conveniently, he would forget my mom's birthday. And 2-3 दिन के बाद he would say, "अरे तेरा तो birthday था ना? हाँ, sorry, belated birthday में भूल गया." So that night he came, and I did not. Of course, when you're not expecting all these things, and I was getting ready to go to work. So मैं sink में wash basin के सामने खड़े होके I was brushing my teeth and all. And then मैंने जैसे mirror में देखा, I saw him standing behind. First of all, तो मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया what was it. I mean, I was so shit scared. And then I looked, and then I saw him. I recognized him with the clothes he was wearing. And I was like, for that, I mean, it was just for a few seconds, but it felt like minutes or hours. I was just staring into the mirror. This is the reason why I don't look into mirrors anymore, because I have no idea what I'm going to see there.
Oh my God.
I mean, I will look like that only, and that's it. I mean, I won't look into the mirror like this, like deep into the mirror. So
how, like, मैं कैसे पूछूं इसको प्रेम? I don't know what to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, ऐसे कभी-कभी महसूस होता है. Like sometimes, you know, my mother says, I have a very strong feeling that your father is around. I can feel him and all. I said, क्या हो सकता है? That he must be.
बिल्कुल,
है ना?
बिल्कुल.
It must be. So that's okay. It is okay to feel your loved ones around you. There is no problem in that.
Exactly.
There is
you
no
feel
problem.
happy
You
about
feel
it.
happy. Exactly. You feel happy about it, that they are still there watching over you and for whatever it is. And pictures, I was looking 3-4 pictures, I could see something happening in the picture. And in the last picture, I saw this huge, big, I'm going to say the devil. I mean, think, and I'll tell you how it looked like. Huge, big horns, ऐसे थे horns, ऐसे.
Okay.
The face of a ram. I think the body was human, and the legs were hooves, horses' legs, hooves there. Yeah, and I'm telling you, it must have been floor to ceiling, and ceiling was quite high, a good 12 feet maybe.
Oh my god.
Itna hoga. That is what I'm assuming. Itna. And I can see it looking at me
In the picture.
in the picture. It's looking at me and it's laughing and it's saying, I've got you. That is what I felt when I saw it. Okay? And जब मैंने वो देखा, I was like, what did I just see? What was there? What happened? And my whole demeanor had changed. And मुझे फिर भी नहीं पता था वो उसके वजह से था. So I was like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, shut this down. Let me do something else. तो मैंने कहा चलो वीडियोस देखते हैं, CCTV कैमरास का फुटेज देखते हैं.